What's going on, everyone? Dr. Allan here from Maui Athletics, and today I want to do a little bit of an impromptu thing for you. I get a lot of questions from clients about how to properly log workouts in their notebooks, and I want to show you how I do it so you have a great example of how to get all of the information that you're going to need to progress as best as possible. This is going to be mainly for those of you that are fans of the notebook like I am, but for fans of apps that help you log, there's going to be some things that you can incorporate here as well. Now, of course, logging begins with our beautiful Maui Athletics logbook, but certainly any notebook that you prefer will work. So let's get to it. Obviously, we start with whatever our day is, and let's call it a pull day, just to make things easy. And our first exercise, which we end up denoting on the left side. Now, I'm going to do deadlifts because, this is always one that's fun to go through. And people never really know whether to put it on a pull day, a back day, a leg day. Literally everything works as long as it fits within the context of the rest of your training. Next, you're going to be recording the sets and reps that you're doing. So let's say that we're going to be doing an 8x3, 8x3, and then we move on to recording the weights that we are doing on that specific day. Now, for most exercises, I would put it off here, but because I chose an 8 stupidly, I'm going to use a line below it. So let's say that we are starting out with 7 plates per side, and 25 on each side, plus 25. So I like to denote the PPS for the plates per side. It just makes it a little bit easier for me. You can certainly put out the entire weight, but this would be the first set. And then I would denote the second set by, say, a slash. Maybe the second set I do 7 plates per side, plus 35, or whatever it is. I mean, these are just examples, but I would separate each one with another slash, and then I would continue to put that. Now, here's one of the really important parts that I think can help a lot of people. So what I do is I put little notes next to the set that I had done, suggesting what I should do next week. So when I come back next week, I can take a look and see what I felt like I could do. So say on this second set, I felt like I could lift more weight for 3 reps. I'd put a little notation here with an up arrow. Maybe if I thought that I could not do as much, maybe the first set, say I started out too high, I put a little down arrow. And if I don't have any arrow in play at all, that means that that weight is something that I think that I should continue doing for the next week. Now, I'm writing extra large here so people can see this across the camera. So typically I would have a little bit more space to work with on some of these, but I wanted to show you something else. This is my second exercise for the day. I'm doing a barbell curl. A 4x10, and so I showed all sets and the weights that I used in all of them. Now, I didn't do a plate per side this time because I'm using preset barbells, but you can choose whether or not you want to use the PPS system like I have here, or whether or not you want to use the complete weights that you're lifting. It doesn't really matter, whatever is easiest for you. Now, the last piece of information that people will sometimes incorporate that I don't typically do because I tend to know what I should be doing on these things, but say that you have a coach and you wanted to have some information about tempo. I will typically, in that same line as the exercise, in parentheses, I will put the tempo numerals to tell me what's going on there. So maybe a 2, 0, 1, 1. If you are unsure about tempo, let me know in the questions and I can give you a link to where I go over that. But I typically don't list this. If you need some memorization or a little reminder about how to do it, you can do it that way. That way you've got all the little bits of information that you need all in one place. You can take your pencil, cross this out, put new variables in there every week as you progress. And once you have your entire day written down, say exercises 1 through 4 or 1 through 6 or whatever it is, you literally just need to go back and change the number and put in the new number, put in the new up, down arrows, or leave it blank, and then you're good to go for an entire training cycle. I find that this makes it very easy and very straightforward with all the information that you need. But Allan, what about advanced techniques? Don't worry, I got you covered. Now, another type of advanced technique that you can use is something for, say, supersets, where I have 1A and 1B, since these are superset together. Typically, you're going to see the same set and rep scheme, or at least the same set scheme in between the two. So you could just leave a 3x10 here and then a by 10 or whatever it is right there, and then list out what I'm doing for all those there. So by seeing the A and the B, you can set up a superset. And as a last bit of information, I'll go over another advanced technique. A drop set is pretty common, so I actually write that in with drop set and then whatever the exercise name is, 3x12. And then here I have EA, which suggests that it's a unilateral exercise where I will do 12 with each arm. Now, I only put the starting weights that I did for the drop sets, because typically with drop sets, what I'll do is I'll take off 25 to 50%, depending on how I'm feeling that cycle. and I'll do 2 drops. So I'll take off 50%, I'll drop down to, can't split this into 50 perfectly, so I round up, so I'll go like 35 and do 35, and then I'll split that in half, rounding up, and do another set. So I'll do 2 drops, and then I'll just do the same thing for each one of them. So split that in half, do 35 again, do the drops, and then go on that way. Well, that is the quick and the dirty on how I log. If you have any questions, please leave them down in the comment section. And if you enjoyed this or you think that this could help someone else, please give it a like, and happy lifting, my friends.